Everybody, welcome back to the Tony Picks Morning Show. I'm Tony T, ready to knock out this NFL card. We got baseball, the W and NHL here on the ticket as well. So we're getting ready here to have a big Sunday of action. So you know what we're about. We get right to the picks, but first we meet the cappers. Let's say hello to Rod. Rod, what's going on?
No, not too much, Tony. Can't complain. I wish I would have put a couple more of them free plays in. I should have put Vandy in there. Back-to-back Vandy outrighted upset. Yeah. Should have had that one in as a premium. Look at the Oilers, eh? Woo-wee! You guys suck. I'm going to say it. You guys stink. You guys got a lot of work to do going forward because that doesn't look like a team that's, as I said, going to make the playoffs. So,
preseason, right?
No, regular season's already started. They're 0-2 to start the season. Are the Oilers scoring 2 goals only in 2 games? So that's not going to get the job done. From the high potent Oilers that were Stanley Cup finalists, went to Game 7.
You might have to move the organization to Oakland.
Oakland, Oakland's looking like they're needing someone to roll in there. So hope you tailed that one and got a nice win with the Blackhawks beating up on the Oilers. They love doing that. Even in the back-to-back spot, they still beat up on the Oilers.
That's right. They certainly do. I'll say hello to Ori. Ori, what's going on?
Hey, nothing, man. Just doing the same old grinded yesterday. Didn't put a lot of plays out, but I went 2 and 3. Cashed in my packages. So most importantly, everybody made a little bit of money. I want to give some kudos to Ron. He always puts out a lot of games. I meant to tell you this, I think twice, Ron. Put some money line dogs in there when you put out that many games. That makes the difference. You know what I mean? Because if in case you do go under the 50 mark, you're at least plus units. So kudos to you yesterday on your game, 8 and 7, but up over 2-3 units. So good job.
Yeah.
Hey, good job.
Moneyline dogs, you got to put a couple more in there. Take that shot, especially it's worth taking the shot on the moneyline dogs.
So, and good job, Mindy, on your Texas call.
Yeah, the Texas call, blowout city. Mindy, how's it going?
I'm doing well. Should be another exciting day, that's for sure. We already got football happening. Yes, we're ready to go. But great job by the crew yesterday. Gave out lots of winners, you guys. Make sure you catch the show every single day. Do it.
Absolutely. Let's say hello to Bo. Bo, what's going on?
Hey, man, it's good to be back with you guys. Ready to cash these tickets. Let's get it.
Yeah, ready to cash these tickets. So hello to folks in the chat. Appreciate your contributions and your viewership here every day here on the 26 Morning Show. We are live with you here, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. As I said, we don't waste any time here. We get right to the picks. So let's get to the picks, guys. And, we know what the YouTube audience wants. We do these in sets of threes. We do have the Jags and Bears game underway. If somebody wants to throw in an in-game, we'll take it. But we'll do 3 blocks here with Commanders, Ravens, Cardinals, Packers, Texans, and Patriots. Let's get it started with Rod.
He's speechless.
No, I'm sorry.
Recalculating.
I'm trying to get my thing out. Hold on. Give me 1 second here.
All right.
Yeah, I did not touch this early morning game. You guys, anyone?
No.
I thought
Lean to the Bears. I mean, as bad as we saw Jacksonville's defense last week. But the reason I didn't go, I originally looked at it. It was on my short list, and I went, wait a minute. Who did the Bears play last week? You know what I mean?
All injury beans. They beat all injury teams.
Whose defense did they tear up? So Carolina. As soon as I saw that, I was like, I'll do it, Ron. I don't know. I'm not going to get on that one.
Yeah, and at this point, London's pretty much a home game for Jacksonville, right?
Right. Isn't that it?
Close, right? Yeah. But they did have trouble. They did have. I might have gone to the window if I saw they had trouble getting out on the hurricane. So they're not on their routine as far as that. So their travel got disrupted a little bit. But, if the Bears had just a little bit more experience on there, they're improving. I think they're going to be a play. There's the Rocket Man.
The under.
Morning, Rob.
All right. You got Rod. You got your ready, Rod?
We're good to go. Yeah, we're good to go now.
Okay, here we go. Commanders, Ravens, Cardinals, Packers, Texans, Patriots.
All right, we're looking at the Commanders taking on the Ravens here in this one, and give me the Washington plus the 6.5. They're a scrappy bunch and just keep scrapping. And coming into this one in Baltimore, I think they're going to have some success. It could be tough to run the ball against this Baltimore team. That defense will stuff up that run real good. Might be able to sneak off a few, but through the air, I think they'll have success. throwing Baltimore. I think they'll be able to go score for score. I kind of like the over 51.5 and take the points. I think you're getting 6.5 with Washington. Commanders have been a scrappy bunch all season long. 4-1 against the number. Give me Washington plus the points in that one. And this Jacksonville and Chicago, I think it's a field goal fest. So give me the under 45 in that one. I don't know what the live number is, but it opened 44.5, probably pretty close to the same. Taking under live in that one. And then looking at Arizona, taking on Green Bay. We look at what Arizona did last week. Big upset win, beating the 49ers straight out in that one. In that second half, came roaring back. But now you're now in Lambeau, and they don't fare so well coming to Lambeau. Give me Green Bay and Love. That team's starting to get healthy. We know that defense is going to be able to slow up Arizona. Give me Green Bay, lay the 5.
And Rod, I'll throw in a little weather report for you. It's going to be a little rainy there. It's going to be some little Green Bay weather. Not super cold, not super windy, but there will be some rain.
Little rainy and little wind. Perfect Green Bay weather. Yeah. Not for a Cardinal. They're like,
well, I don't know, man. You're not on board with the Cardinal offense? Oh man, I'm way on board. I mean, the Connor can run the ball. Murray's the best running quarterback in the NFL. No one brings that up. I think he's averaging over like 10 yards a carry, even though he's not popular with it, man. And you got to love to watch it play, man. The dude's tiny. You know what I mean? How he gets that ball over the offensive linemen that are 6'4", 6'5", and he finds passing lanes, it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? And he's quick, and if it's clutch, forget it. You're not going to catch him. If he's got to get that first down. So I can't get to the window on it just because it's an ugly number. In Love is in that rut, right? He did this last year. We're like, why'd they get rid of Rodgers? This guy can't do anything. And then all of a sudden, he cut out all his mistakes and only had one interception over the last 8 games of the season. Trying to figure out where he's at. If this was more than a field goal, I would probably jump on that one. As I said, I couldn't go to the windows. Do you got the Washington game in there, Tony? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I do. Commanders, Ravens, Cardinals, Packers, Texans, Patriots.
Well, Ravens lost McDonald, right? Their defensive coordinator over to the Seahawks. And they just don't have a pass defense. And I don't know if it's all his fault, but he is one of the best defensive coordinator, if not the best defensive coordinator in the league. Now a head coach over at Seattle. Ironically, they're giving up tons of yards and points over there. But the Ravens are still giving it up. They give it up against the pass. And, you better wait. I've been late to the game, but jumping on the Washington. I wrote Redskins in my write-up today. I had to go back there and correct that with Commanders. But still used to the old name. Man, Washington's legit. And, Ravens have only beaten one team by over 7 points all season, and that was the Bills. And how motivated can the Ravens be to play, Washington? It's not a division game. It's not a star-studded game. And I think Washington can easily cover the number in this spot.
Washington there from. All right, move on over to Mindy.
Yeah, I agree with that. I like Washington today as well. But I love some touchdown scorers in this one. I think it should be up there. So I'll still go with the Derrick Henry. I'll go with Daniels to go ahead and score. So we'll see how that goes. As for the Cardinals and Green Bay, I kind of like that one there to go over the total. Sometimes those rain weather games, they do allow for that. It's the wind that usually kind of keeps stuff kind of weird sometimes. But fumbles and stuff usually cause it to go the other way a lot.
Hey, Mindy, another great point on that is defensive backs have trouble stepping backwards or backpedaling.
Mushy
because of the water. Yeah, that's you see that.
That's a good point, right? Like I never really considered that one. I just know more with fumbles, you wind up in the red zone more often than not. But yeah, that is true that the offense then they know where they're going and have a step on the D, right? And then for Houston and New England, geez, if I look at that, it's like whenever that opening line over the last 10 years, let's close at a higher number. The home team covers. So let's go ahead and take New England here in that one.
Mindy, now we move on over to Bo.
Hey, man, well, I guess I'm going to be on the only one of the Commanders, man. The Baltimore Ravens. I'm afraid the Commanders. The reason why, man, they did lose against Tampa Bay. And the 14 that they beat, they have a combined record of 6-14. So I know at the beginning of the season, man, I don't know whoever thought that Washington's going to look like this. I think it's going to be a dead down, guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm afraid of them. I think the big advantage in this game is the run defense for Baltimore. Then they're gonna make them one-dimensional, man. It also in these type of games, we know both teams can score. So I look at the team that can get a couple more stops. I think Baltimore is that team. So I'm gonna lay that 6.5, man, and be against everybody on Ravens in this one. As far as that Texans game, Texans is 1-3. You know what I'm saying? They got beat by Minnesota, and all the games they played been by one score. They haven't really been beating teams by big margin. So I'm gonna take the Patriots, man. They can run. They good. Their defense is good, and with the different quarterback, it might be a different look for them, man. So I think they'll be able to keep the game close. I'm gonna take that 7 points, and I also like Green Bay to get the job done with that weather, like they said. There's gonna be a tough spot, man, for Arizona on that grass up there. So give me love in Green Bay minus that 5.5 for that slate right there.
There for both. I'll tell you what I think about these games.
On the Texans.
We'll get to that in a second. I like this one. I do like the Commanders in this spot. The Commanders again with their offense. And the issue I have with Baltimore is their pass defense. Baltimore gives up just way too many big plays in the passing game, and that's what I think can open up here against this Ravens team. It's just one of those things where they, here comes a 670-yard touchdown pass against them. It just seems like it happens like that too often with this Ravens team.
Backdoor cover written all over it at least.
Yeah, because they give up, they get sloppy in the secondary. Packers and Cardinals, I'm looking for the over. You got two good passing and rushing offenses. Of course, Arizona's defense will obviously give up the most points in this game, I believe, but I don't want to give Kyrie Murray those 5.5 points. He's again, as I said before, when he's fully healthy, I think he's a really good quarterback. He got a bad rap because he played injured, and I think it was
played too many video games.
And too many video games, immaturity there. But listen, the guy played hurt, and then of course that's what happens in the NFL. You play hurt, and everybody trashes you. They he's and that's really what happened to him. Texans game, no, actually I'm going to go under in this one. The Texans have a huge injury advantage in this game. Patriots issue offensive line, running back. They score one of the lowest scores on the offense this coming into the week. 63 Chow rating score. That's very low. Also, I'm factoring here a rookie quarterback for New England. I think this one stays under, and it's going to be very hard for the Patriots to get points on this board here against this Texans team. So I'll look for under there, Texans and Patriots. All right, let's continue here on the Tony This Morning Show as we're ready to get into the next series of games here. And looks like Jacksonville is getting a drop touchdown pass. Oh, my goodness. Number 0 had it right in his hands. So a 4-point swing instead of a touchdown. They're going to kick a field goal here. We'll see if it's good or no good. But that was a complete drop touchdown pass there. All right, next series of games. Bucks and Saints, Browns and Eagles, Colts and Titans. We go on over to Rod.
Yeah, that guy definitely hasn't heard of the sticky stuff. So,
I feel like I'm your guys' target audience. I laugh every time you guys make jokes.
Looking at these the Browns taking on the Eagles here in this one, and only one way to go. I'm going to take the Eagles, and I think this is one of those spots that the Eagles soar, and they soar big. Against a Browns team that's pretty beat up here are these Browns. And the Eagles, after their bye week, their offense definitely got healthier. A.J. Brown is back. They've definitely got some weapons. We're going to see what the Eagles really can do because they're almost back to full health here in this one. So I'm going to find an extended line here on the Eagles. I think they win by 2 touchdowns and keep the crap out of the bad Browns team. That's awful for the season. They're looking to it's just injuries. It's one of those years. They're dealing with injuries on both sides of the ball, defensively, offensively. It's going to be tough for the Browns to hang in this one. It's the reason why the number's so big. Give me the Eagles. I'm going to find a minus 13.5. I think they win by 2 touchdowns easy in that one. And then another one in the spot. What was it? You Colts, Titans?
We had Browns, Vikings, Colts, Titans.
Yeah, looking at this Colts and Titans game, this is going to be a snooze fest. It's going to kind of be like what we've seen in the Jags, guys dropping balls, kicking field goals. Colts offense dealing with a whole pile of injuries on that one. Most likely be Flacco in the backfield at QB, and who's he throwing the ball to? Right? There's just nobody there. He's looking and going, okay, we're gonna see some no-name guys on that team. Who he's going to try to throw to. I like the under Colts, Tennessee in that one. Not a lot of scoring because we know that Tennessee offense has struggled with Will Ass at the helm there. So with Lev Ass at the mount, give me the under 43. Low scoring one there.
Yeah, from Rod. We move on over to Jorge.
The Phillies have listed no injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no
on their
injuries. Here we
injury
go.
report, which I don't even know the last time we saw that, guys. I've never seen an NFL team have 0 injuries. I think that's making a statement, right? They have some guys that are banged up, but I think that's the coach. I think that's their attitude coming in off the bye. You know, every massage therapist is petrified in Cleveland. Ever since Watson's come into town, that is just the whole image of the team, man. That is the image of their offense. When this last accusation came out, she's already been paid. I mean, that's disgusting, right? That's the part that's really, really bad. And that wasn't even a massagist, and that was like a date of someone that he met at, going to her apartment, ripping off his clothes and jumping on her bed and asking for a massage. I mean, that dude needs some help. And I was a massage therapist in the past. And you always see you had a lot of things that came across your table, but that dude's weird. it's just got beyond. And they got to get rid of him. I mean, and I think it'll happen before the season. They're going to have to make a change because if not, the coach, general manager, everybody's going to be gone because they gave him way too much money. So Eagles are going to take advantage of it. I agree with Rod on this one. They're going to blast him out of there. You know what? I know I teased Mindy yesterday about being the professor with all the chalk on the board, but that's going to be me today. All over my fingers, man. I'm going after the rookie quarterback, and I'm going to stick to Dr. Chow, man. There's way too many double-digit injury reports. You go look at all those injury reports. Come on, Houston coming in. That's DeMarco. And he's going to have a rookie quarterback on the other side. I mean, and they can't move. They can't block. Yeah. A lot of these injury reports are offensive linemen, guys.
Yeah,
big.
Yeah, and he also factors in the ratings the guys on IR. We forget about those guys that are on IR and some of our key contributors. So these are second stringers now, quote unquote starters. So you got to make sure you go look at those injured reserve guys because some of their best talent is on the IR that aren't playing, and that's a big case a lot.
Steelers are the best example of that, right? 2/3 of their offensive line, a linebacker, but you kind of forget about it. And say, oh, these guys have been playing okay. Their defense is playing well, but. Yeah, when you know a great point.
Who do you pick this week, though? How do you do it this week? You got to go with the hometown team, or do you got to take your hometown your Steelers love? How do you do it this week?
I don't think it's in the section yet, Rob. So
okay, sorry. Sorry, I'm trying to jump the section.
I'm in trouble like knowing what games we're doing, buddy.
That's right.
I know you do, but I don't have it either. So
all right, we move on over to Mindy.
All right. Tampa Bay, New Orleans at home. I'm going to go ahead and go over this total. Again, I feel like they always get up for this matchup, these two teams. And I think it won't be any different here today. Cleveland, Philadelphia. It's one of those. My modeling has Cleveland. Do I want to believe it? Not really. They only cover the spread like 20% of the time. So that would be one that, I'd stay away from just because the numbers don't really pan out here. But I do like the under in that game. Again, I feel like if it's just me and the old eye test there, I don't think there's going to be a lot of scoring from Cleveland. And it may take the Eagles a little bit to get moving. But I tend to agree, right? If we look at it, they'll probably win by a couple touchdowns, but keep it under the total. And then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go under in Tennessee, Indianapolis. Kind of like Rod said, big snooze fest, yucky, not a lot of talent there. So going under that total.
There from Mindy on over to Bo.
Yeah, man, in that Eagles game, you know what I'm saying? I'm really tempted to take them points, man. It's a lot of points. And I looked at Jalen Hurts, and he's been starting. He's like 25 and 27 overall as a favorite like this. 1-7 ATS when it's 8 points or more. So leaning on it, man, but I'm going to leave it alone. I think it'll be a close game, so I'll lean towards the Browns in that one with the disgusting Watson quarterbacking. And on the other, as far as the Tennessee Titans, they're 8-0, man, coming off a bye. I don't trust this coach. The defense, man, they gave up 61 points in the last two teams they played, which was Jacksonville and Pittsburgh. So I think they'll struggle in this win when Tennessee come out there by like that 8-0 mark right there. And those are the two I like in this spot right here, man. I can't really focus on that New Orleans Saints game, man. Too many injuries. But I do think it'll be a high score. I think that with that running game against Tampa Bay, they'll be able to score at least 10, 13 points. We done seen Tampa Bay put up 30 points or more the last two, so over and under a little bit too low. So I leave the over 40.5 on that one.
Hey, Bo, you're starting to fade every NFC East team I'm seeing.
Hey, you weren't supposed to peep that, man. You're pretty strong right there.
In one of the Bucks and Saints in this one, I look at the Bucks. Tampa Bay does have a slight injury advantage, but the Saints also offensive low numbers here, 77.5. But again, you got a Spencer Rattler starting at quarterback, the Rattlesnake. I don't know
against Todd Bowles.
Good luck. Against Todd Bowles.
Hurts can't even play against him.
Yeah, that's a matchup just got my attention. Also, you factor in rest advantage here for Tampa Bay as well. That's another factor in here. So that's why I look at some of these games. There is some significant rest advantage in these games. Remember, we had a lot of buys last week as well. Browns, Eagles. I had to sweat through an over with Cleveland last week. I'm gonna have to sweat through it again. I'm gonna go over in this one. Cleveland 12-8 to the over on the road. Philly 14-5 the over as a home favorite. They have been bullies at home against some of these downtrodden teams. So I think we're going to see this
coming today. I think it's coming today. I think the bully is coming today. It's
bully betting.
Bully betting. Yeah, it's bully betting. It's coming today.
Bully betting
to a Philadelphia stadium near you.
And here's a game where you've got a major injury advantage and rest advantage. You're pairing both of those together, and this is Tennessee laying the 2.5 against the Colts. The Colts have dropped both their road games this season, back-to-back road games here. And again, it's just a double whammy for Tennessee. I know Levis is under quarterback, but if he just hands the ball off, he could probably win by a field goal. We get the cover. I can tell you right now, it's going to be ground and pound against this bad Colts defense. So I like the Titans here laying the 2.5. All right, let's continue on.
Sometimes that blind squirrel does find a nut once in a while,
Sometimes. And especially and also don't factor in the fact that they know they got a capable replacement in Mason Rudolph. So if any more of that nonsense, man, we got Rudolph the rest of the way. So you understand that right away. Just take the sack. Don't do anything stupid.
Don't do
anything. The coach already said online that you're costing us wins with your stupid play. So Mason Rudolph will be inserted right away. The first sign of stupidness. You're on the bench, my man. There we go. Let's continue on here.
I wouldn't go as far as call Rudolph a brain surgeon, bro. I mean, if you watched him last year, he didn't read no defenses. He just throws a bullet to whoever he's supposed to throw the ball to. But he doesn't make mistakes. He's a weird duck. You know what I mean? You don't see him look off 2-3 receivers, but he doesn't throw the ball right into a bunch of defensive backs. So he was able to win some games last year. I'm with you, Tony, but he's weird.
Yeah, a little off there on the crazy side. Let's get to the next game. So as we move to the afternoon slate, late afternoon slate in some parts. Chargers-Broncos, Steelers-Raiders. Here we go. And Falcons-Panthers. We get it started here with Rock.
Yeah, and I'm just going to take the I want to take the Raiders. I do. Pittsburgh choked that game away. They had so many times to put Dallas away in that game last week. And they just didn't do it. You didn't finish drives. You get field goals when you should have scored touchdowns. They should easily handle Dallas in that game, but just let them hanging around. And I think they do the same thing here. You leave this Vegas team hanging around. They'll attack you, and we see what their defense can do, and I think they can slow up match for Pittsburgh in this one. I kind of like an under as well. I think we got a lower scoring one. But give me Vegas to pull it out in that one. And then the other one we looked at, we went Chargers and Denver, right?
Yep.
Chargers are playing. It's take the under. It's just one of those things. The Chargers in low-scoring games, look, they're 4-0 to the under to start the season. That's the way Harbaugh's got this team playing. Run. Burn the clock. Keep it close at the end, and try to finish and get the win. And that's what they do. They just keep them hanging around to the end, kind of like how we cap these games. As Jorge says, you want to be there right at the end. And that's what these Chargers do. Hang around right there at the end to get themselves the win. So give me the under in that one.
It's boring football. It's just like when you play
football, yeah.
It's like when you play a tournament, Texas Hold'em, and you just fold, and you find your save to the final table. That's really how he did. Because these other guys will kill themselves. Just that's how it usually happens.
Yeah.
Let's go on over to Jorge.
Yeah, well, I think the whole attitude about the Raiders here. Look, we're in a retail market, man. The firm believer of all of us in town is Davis could care less. if the Raiders win. They're in a retail market, meaning those tickets get resold. The visiting fans come in for the game. Remember, it was last year when the Steelers came to play the Raiders here, so it's a weird scheduling quirk. I don't think it's a weird scheduling quirk. It has to do with money in Las Vegas is what it has to do with. I mean, there were 60% Steeler fans to Raider fans when they played last year. The Raiders had to go to a silent count in their own home stadium. Yeah. That's embarrassing on every single level, you know? So when they asked Davis about it, Davis says, you know what? None of that really matters. As long as this stadium's here, it'll be full every Sunday. Yep. So, you know, and where the Raiders have been able to hang around is because of Minshew, though, Rod. This is where I'll disagree with you a little bit. The difference, I think, in this game will be, and I'm not trying to be a homer, I'm looking at Minshew as a gamer, right? No matter what, I don't care about stats. I don't care about contract. Dude, you're going to be in the game with him. You know, he's going to find a way to get the ball downfield, and when you think he's done, he's going to play. O'Connell hasn't started the season because he's not very good. Steelers are going to blitz him, and the big difference, I think, in the Steelers' offense will be I think Fields on a very short leash. Wilson's ready. You know, Tomlin's response was, is Wilson going to start the game? He said maybe or probably. What that means to me is if Fields is inept and he doesn't throw the ball down the field, he's coming right out of the game. So where the Steelers had to suffer through his inability to throw the ball, I think Wilson's there in the background. I have a lean. I'm not going to say the Steelers is the pick because as anemic as their offense have been in the IR for them, the offensive line. You know what I mean? If they had their starters there, they could probably move the ball a little bit better. But Fields seems to bounce back. When he has a crappy game and you think he's going to get benched and he shouldn't be in there, he somehow, leads the team to some wins, takes off running, whatever he's got to do. So tough games to me. Just lean to the Steelers because I don't the Raiders' attitude, especially with Adams. I'm sorry, I meant to throw that in there. The best player, Adams, always had a good attitude everywhere he went. He wants out. You know, he don't even have a hamstring injury. He's pulling a Randy Moss is what he's pulling.
So Jorge, we move on over to Mindy.
Well, I mean, I'll be your Steelers homer pick. I like it. I'll take it. I mean, if I look at it, opening line, right? Whenever we got the -3.5 over like the last 15 years, that road team covers 67% of the time. I also have a Pittsburgh team that's still 60% against the spread right now. So again, I like those numbers a lot, and I feel like the Steelers are in a better place than the Raiders right now, right? We kind of talked about that. With Minshew and O'Donnell. I mean, I thought he was going to have a better year, but no. But O'Donnell, I think in the past has been respectable whenever he's come in. But I still think they're going to stick with Fields over over our guy there. I can't think of his name suddenly.
Russell Wilson,
yeah. I mean, Russell Wilson still averages like 3.6 yards a pass. I mean, you got to run when you have Russell Wilson in the game. And I don't think they want to be that right now. I don't think they want that as their identity. So I like Pittsburgh here today. Agree with you guys with Harbaugh having those guys go under the total. That one's hitting at about 60% right now. And then Atlanta and Carolina, I'm going to go over that total. I worry because if I do the zig and zag on Kirk Cousins, this is his 5 interceptions.
Oh, no.
But yeah, I look for a high scoring game there.
A mini on over to Bo.
I'm afraid Atlanta, man. You know what I'm saying? If you look at all their wins, they can possibly be 0-5. You know what I'm saying? They've been really winning some suspect games. I know Kirk Cousins scored for like over 700 his last 2 games, but when they done played the last 5 times in Carolina, they're 2-3. I know Andy Dalton did not look good last week, man, but they're at the house. They got a good running game behind Chuba Herbert. I think they better keep this game close, man. I'm going to grab them 6 points. And as far as that Denver game, I like the under as well. But I think Denver's in a spot to cover that spread +3. This team has only given about 11 points a game over the last 4. Chargers come off their bye, man. They still dealing with injury. I just don't trust that offense, man. I think it's going to be a lower scoring game. The points will come in play. So give me Denver plus that 3. And as far as that Pittsburgh game goes, there's too many unknowns with the Raiders. I'm just going to look at it as a fan, man. But I like Denver plus that 3 and like Carolina plus a 6.
All right, they're from Bo. Here, I'm going to look here at the Denver Broncos taking the points against this Charger team that I'm not having a little confidence. Remember, they're still, I think, their receiver position, a little bit of a rebuild there. They're really relying on the run. They're trying to establish a run culture there. I get it. It's going to take a while. for that to go. We look at Broncos 5-1 of the spread in consecutive home games. I'll look at Denver at that spot. I'm going to be that guy that takes the Raiders here plus the 3. Pittsburgh just has issues getting points. They struggle getting points. I could see this 18-17, 16-14. This is a team that really has struggles getting points on the board. And that's the issue I have here. And one thing here, they make the switch to O'Connell. Maybe you could limit the mistakes. Numbers are okay this season. Nothing. This was a rookie quarterback last year, right? One thing here, I like the Raiders 9-4 of the spread at home against the AFC. And I will look here at when you take a look here at Pittsburgh, their losses came to really two struggling defenses, right? The Cowboys defense. Was struggling. Yeah, that's the thing. That was the issue I had with the Steelers loss because they can't get the points on the board. You play bad defense, you're supposed to win and cover. You don't. You lose those games. So I have an issue there.
Big difference though with the Raiders. I meant to throw that in there. Tony is no Adams, no Josh Jacobs for O'Connell.
All right. Yeah, Jacobs.
I mean, he's going to have to do a Minishaw to his best interpretation of Minishaw running around. So hey, maybe it's his time. I'm not totally against that. He did play well. I thought he probably should have been given the shot to start the season. But he's got his hands full. He's definitely going to have to step up his game.
Yeah, and that's again, it's really been against the Steeler offense, right? That's to me, I think is the issue here. Has been they're not able to beat these bad defensive teams. Here's a game where there's a huge injury advantage on the Atlanta side. This is a big margin, 18 plus 18.2 points with Atlanta, and this is the Panthers defense. Remember, when you look at the injury report, look at the IR. The best Panthers players, right? Defensive players are in the IR.
Oh wow!
And you've got a child score here of 60. Let's see, what is it here? 63 point. That's the lowest score I've seen all season. 63.6 on the Panthers defense, and I just think Kirk Cousins is going to have a field day against this Panthers defense. That 5 INT game will come against next week because you're throwing up against backups and third stringers on the Panthers team today.
Yep. Mindy, I'm going to throw some money on that team total over for Atlanta just for you.
Yeah. Oh, no. I love Atlanta today. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. I had to just throw in my, Kirk Cousins.
Anti-Cousins.
Yeah.
I love Cousins today. Seriously. I mean, the dude will probably throw for.
If you're a fantasy guy, make sure Cousins is in
there. No doubt about it.
I agree with this. I think Atlanta wins big time. I mean, this might be a 40-7.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna all chip in
right now with the blush.
Yeah,
we gotta get Kirk Cousins poster from Indy for Christmas. Right?
That's right.
Get it autographed. I'll send it
there.
Yeah. That's right. Just make sure it's from the waist up. Just make sure it's from the waist up. We don't want to see no bottoms up in the picture.
No bottoms up.
Let's continue on here on the Tony's Picks Morning Show. As we close out football here with a good game here. Lions-Cowboys, Bengals, and Giants. Maybe rain there in New York. When is it there rain in New York? Let's start it off with Rod.
Yeah, look at the Lions and Cowboys. I'm going to take the over in this one. I think the defense is not a whole lot of defense in this game going to be played. I think the offense is the ones that shine in this one. I think they swap touchdowns back and forth, and we just go right up and over this total. Give me the over, Detroit and Dallas. And then the Sunday nighter, I've waffled both sides. I want to take the Giants because they looked half decent against Seattle, right? So it's like and the bumbling Bengals. I call them the Bungles. Way back in the day, as long as I've seen the Cincinnati team, you see them and they always bungle it up. They look like they're playing good, and then it comes down the stretch and they bungle it. Something that happens, they fumble the ball, throw an interception. And it's 3.5. I went both sides. I can make a case that this is one of those games that Cincinnati needs. They need to come out and make a big statement and say, "Hey, this is us. I know we slow start, but you should be able to beat up on this New York team, on the Giants team." But Giants, this is a tough game. It really is. It's a tough game. I can make a case for both sides, but I got to lean to taking the points here. In this one with the Giants. I got it. Giants in prime time. I think they're primed to make a statement as well. Give me the Giants plus the points here.
Yeah, from Ron on over to Jorge.
No doubt about it, Ron. It's really difficult because look, Jones has been one of the best quarterbacks in the league over the last three. After the last 3 games, their defense has been elite. You know, it's just because it's the Giants. Everyone thinks that they went all the way to Seattle. Had the extra rest. Rest is huge, Tony. Great point to bring that up earlier. And now they're coming back. The Bengals have always done that. You're right, but not under Burrows. They've just been crappy the first couple of weeks of the season. Then they go on a hot streak, and then they suck in the playoffs, right? I mean, you're right, but it's just a little bit on a different version with Burrows. All of a sudden, Burrows can have them playing well. They don't have the defense, you know. So, yeah, you know, again, I'm with you. The 3.5 is just – it's always that trap number anyway, and it could go, you know, either one on those sides. And I'm going to be the first one to jump on it here. Cowboys can't take no credit for beating the sorry Steelers. And they're in offense. And their defense is almost as banged up as the Carolina Panthers. I'm going to steal your thunder, Tony. But their defense is almost as beat up with them. And remember, the Lions came in here, and they got kind of robbed in Thanksgiving when they played the Cowboys. I took that bull crap call on who was eligible to come in the game and took away the touchdown. I don't know if you guys remember that.
I remember that.
I think the Lions are just going to want to come in here and not a big play that, you know, Dallas is due to get back on track at home. But I think the Lions are going to be able to take advantage where the Steelers couldn't take advantage of the injuries for the Cowboys. I think the Lions will be able to.
Thank you. From Jorge, move on over to Mindy.
Yeah, these games are interesting, you know, for sure. Because modeling here, if I get Detroit at -3.5, they close and are winners most of the time. If I get a line that's going under that right now, I got Detroit at -3. So that means I have, you know, folks here on the Cowboys. When that happens, the trends go then to the Cowboys covering at the 60%, right? My model comes up with Dallas. They're covering 60% of the time right now. I don't like it that they are banged up on defense, right? That is a struggle for me. But I'm going to go ahead here and go with the Cowboys at home. That's how I lean, just based off of the numbers and what the people are doing that are smarter than me out there. What the sharps are on, you guys. But yeah, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be on the Giants here as well. I looked at these numbers over and over and over again, right? Because I feel like they just don't make a lot of sense. But if you dig into it, the Bengals, it's like what Rod is saying. When they go out on the field, right, after the kickoff, it is a 50-50 chance whether or not that opposing team is going to score. And that's a really, really big number in the NFL. Usually those numbers sit around 38% when the defense comes out on whether or not that opposing team's going to score. So it is one of those that they're just so leaky on defense. But then I worry about the Giants because we talked about it. Like Tony said, these guys aren't really converting in the red zone, right? All it is field goals. And so you have that give and take of how this game is going to play out. Are they going to happen to get something, you know, into the end zone this time? Or is it going to be good enough to kick a lot of field goals? But then you're going up against this number 2 rated offense here for the Bengals. I think I'll just go ahead and take the points with the home team, and I'll lean to that. So, Bo, you're up. Take it away.
Anyway, Bo.
Let me guess who you're on, Bo. Go ahead.
I wonder.
Go ahead. Take a guess.
Take a wild guess.
Homer.
Hey, what I always said on my videos, bet with your mind, not with your heart, man. I'm taking Detroit. Our defense is just too bad. We know we struggle against running team. I think Dave Montgomery have a big game. It's over and under for rushers, 58.5. I like that over. And we have 49ers on deck. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's one of our rivals right now. You know what I'm saying? So I think that we'll be looking ahead a little bit. I just don't trust Dak Prescott as our quarterback, man. We are 0-3 at home that last 3 regular season games. I don't trust Dallas in this spot, guys. I'm going to fade my home team. Give me the minus that 3. Hey, man, you know, we about that cash, guys. We about that cash right here. Yeah, we ain't no fanboys. Yeah, we about that money, man. So I like Detroit to get the win, cover that 3. And I'm going to take the Bengals, man. You know what I'm saying? We seen the Giants get the win over Seattle, but we just saw Seattle get smashed against the 49ers. So that defense is suspect. You know what I'm saying? The Bengals do have a good offense. They can score. They lost barely, man, to the Chiefs. We seen them get a terrible loss against Baltimore, but they scored 38 points in that game. I don't think the Giants had an offense, man, to keep up. I'm going to lay that 3.5, man. I think Bengals win by 27-20.
Yeah, Bo, just a little lean follow up on that. Remember, man, Burrows, he's the man after going 0-2. Almost every year that he's been in the league. So to fade him is going against all those games. Like he said, going to Kansas City and winning. Man, Burrow's a man until he gets to that playoff game.
Yep. Remember that they've always had that stretch where they go on those winning streaks and covers. Not only winning, they cover streaks. I should say.
Yeah, right.
They do that. Bears getting the end zone up 7-3 here on the Jaguars. Wow. All right, let's continue here on. Let's get to my games here. I'm there with Detroit here. To me, it's just a significant injury advantage based on the child ratings here. Remember, the Cowboys have some quality players on the IR. Add some more guys to the injured list after that game against the Steelers. And sometimes those Steeler games get physical, and you get nice and sore in those bones. And of course, you've got the Lions here. Dallas 2-4 to the spread at home against winning teams. Health with rest advantage for the Lions here. Don't forget, there's rest advantage. It's a bye week coming off. You got the Lions at home coming off a bye week with injury advantage, rest advantage, and the Cowboys coming off a bang fest against the Steelers. Wow. So I'll look at Detroit in this spot as well. I will look at Cincinnati here. Cincinnati against these bad defensive teams that give it 5.65 yards per play or greater. They're 7-1 of the spread on the road, so they feast on the weak teams defensively, and I think they'll get it done here. Especially a Giants team that's giving up 5 yards a carry on the ground, 72% completion rate. You're giving up 72% completion rate. Now you're facing Joe Burrow. Woo! I can only look here at the Cincinnati Bengals in this spot. All right, let's continue here on the 26 Morning Show. We got you through the NFL. And we will now transition. You still got time here, Jorge, for baseball?
Yeah, I'll throw in a homer pick, sure.
I'll get the homer pick. All right, let's transition over to baseball. Game 1 of the NLDS here, as we got Mets and Dodgers going head-to-head here. And I do believe it will be Senga. We'll get the start here for the Mets. Looks like Peterson will be the bulk pitcher. It looks like a semi-bullpen game. Flattery will get the start, but you know they're going to have a short lease on him. If you know what I'm talking about, if you've seen him a lot of late. So let's go ahead. Let's get it started here with Rod.
Yeah, and it's that spot where it's I'd like to take the Mets, but it looks like they've got the Mets so big juicy dog at that price. They're almost like baiting you into trying to bet the Mets here in the spot. It's like I'd like to bet the Mets because it's like I like that nice plus price, but it's the Dodgers. It's their time. They're rolling along. When they look what they're doing. Even they figured things out pitching wise. That Roberts is just making the right moves, and when Roberts is in that zone, he's just Mr. Money. Especially after the game where the defense is rolling, they're not giving up runs. Look, they just shot at the Padres. What are they going to do here against the Mets? Yeah, exactly. So what's going to happen here? Only one way I can go is to take the Dodgers to get the win here in this one.
Dodgers for the win and move on over to Jorge.
Yeah, I mean, I won't lay the juice on that. I'll go run line. If it's not going to be a low-scoring game, the Dodgers are going to come in. Robert sucks. I don't care what he's done in these last few games. I don't know who I like less. Tomlin. I don't like my coaches. I'm brutal on my own coaches. Where I will give Robert some credit. He, in those deciding elimination games, he's 6-2 now. But he's been horrible over the last few years. But I think it's a whole management thing, man. When they spent over $1 billion to Bing, and that's what they spent last year with Ohtani and everyone else, they've been getting ragged out. Okay, they make as much money as the Yankees. They got their TV contracts. We get blacked out Dodger games in Vegas, for God's sakes. You know what I mean? We don't have nothing out here. It's a little valley, and they don't even let us watch the Dodgers. We watch Dodgers our whole life out here. There's so many Dodger fans here. Great. Steve's here to save me on hockey. Woo-hoo. On the run line. But, the Dodgers, I think Mindy made this great point yesterday. When you're the better team, and maybe Rod too, when you're the better team and you let that better team hang around when you had a little bit of an advantage on them, then you kind of see that whole character team and they're stepping up. Cleveland did it yesterday. Dodgers did it in a huge fashion. What's been happening to them over the last 2 years. And Tony, as you know, I went to Manny Mania. As much as I was ragging out the Dodger fans in the stadium, that place rocks, man. When they got their team going, it's a fun place to be during the playoffs. So definitely gonna ride the Dodgers on this one on the run line. And I think Flaherty actually shows up. He's pitched well since he came over. He had the one bad game. It's the playoffs. The nerves are out of the way. and now it's in front of his home crowd instead of that crazy San Diego crowd, which was amazing too. So definitely playoff baseball is fun to watch, man. Where all of a sudden it doesn't matter how much money you make or how big your stats were, your nerves are on edge as a pitcher or batter, especially with 2 strikes. So let's say run line on this first one.
Yeah, we're on line there. Let's keep an eye here on the Freddie Freeman status here. He's back in the lineup. We know he played in Game 5. He was scratching Game 4. So no word yet. Looks like he's expected to play. So just a word there on Freeman. Move on over to, I think Mindy was next up on the board, right? Mindy, over to Mindy.
Yeah, I mean, I think to kind of go with that same point, right? I played in the Women's College World Series 3 times. And I feel like every time that you go into this new series, you do have a full new set of nerves. But I also think with these guys, being the pros out there, I do feel like Flaherty has a great game. I do feel like Senga and the bullpen get it done. I'm going to go ahead and go to the low scorer here again. You have the Mets with the team with the 2nd in the league in batting average against, so they can go ahead and keep folks down. And I do feel like it's just going to be one of those games that people are going to start to get their feet wet, and then maybe we'll see those big scores here coming up later. But I'm going to go ahead and go to the under today.
Under there from Mindy on over to Bo.
Hey, man, I don't know what turned it around, man, but this Dodger bullpen been stiff. You know what I'm saying? Right in the playoffs, the ERA is 2.22. The whip is under 1. It's just not letting nobody score them in late innings, man. So if these Mets don't get up, I think it's going to be tough, man. I like the Dodgers get it done in this first game on the money line.
There we go from Bo on over to Steven.
Yeah, again, this Mets magic that's been going out there. Everything you guys are saying makes a heck of a lot of sense. Of course, yeah, Dodgers should take this, no doubt about it. We've been saying this the whole way, though, haven't we? Like, this hasn't made sense.
Since Ohtani got signed.
Ohtani versus OMG, though, right?
That's it. And the grimace,
Grimace.
Yeah.
Grimace.
So I'm going to go against the board here. I'm going to go with the Mets to keep this magic going. I know it doesn't make sense. I don't know if I'm going to bet it or not. Probably not. But I just can't go against them right now. They're just doing things that don't make sense. And I agree with everything you guys just said right there. And Dodgers should, on paper and with their bullpen, they should probably get this on the run line. But I'm going to keep rolling with it. They just keep on going. They keep on doing things that they're not supposed to do. So it's just a gut going with the Mets.
Yeah, late inning magic. That's what you're getting with the Mets. The late inning magic.
It might be a little tougher late inning magic here with this the way the Dodgers bullpen is going.
That is true. And here's a wrinkle and an intro because I am going to lean Dodger, but here's a wrinkle here and something I was all over the Padres for because they have left. They didn't throw a lefty. Peterson, the left-hander, will see significant innings in this game. So we're going to see a starting pitcher, Peterson, come in for relieve Senga. Because Senga, remember, coming off that injury, he pitched 2 innings in his first time out. And he's probably just going to serve again as the opener here. Again, I like the Dodgers because I know what the Flattery is. I know he's had it rough here. Past 4 starts, 14 earned runs in 19 and 13 innings with 6 homers. Again, we still have that summer-like temperature in LA. It's a 5 o'clock local start. You saw when these batters made contact, you saw the ball flew out of there. Kiki's home run, Teosco's home run. They have to make contact.
They should bench Freeman until he can actually run it on a double. Then if he hits it in the gap, he can make it the second and put Kiki in there because the guy has more home runs in October than all these guys that make money. He's got 14 home runs in October. How can you keep him out of the lineups? There's Roberts.
I know it's funny because I was laughing because I was listening to the Dodger announcer who does the game on Fox, right? And he was like, he sees 6 months of mediocre Kiki, and then he's like, this happens all the time. He shows up in October. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Guys are fun. That's all there is. Yeah.
It's funny
like
stuff.
Big shot Bob Horry of baseball.
No, Fisher as well. Fisher with those shots. Remember him. But actually Flattering in this spot, a big favorite here of -125 to -175, 4-1 at home. At LA, 20-9 at home against winning teams. I always like looking at that winning teams number there because that's when you place the quality. And Dodgers hit a little good, better right now. And they've won 4 of 6 against the Mets this season. They won all 4 in New York, all 3 in New York this year, by the way. So that should be interesting to see here if how that plays out. But I'll look at LA in this spot here in Game 1. I was trying to think of something on my mind on this one. Oh yeah, the Dodgers bullpen. Oh yeah, the rest, right? interesting when you look at the way these games go. Usually Major League Baseball teams play 6 or 7 games a week. And then when the Dodgers bullpen went bad, it's because they had all these stretches of games they played in a row. But here you see 2 games and then a day off after every 2, after every 3 games. So you're playing about 4 to 5 games a week. And that's why you can tinkle with your bullpen. So, again, the Dodgers bullpen has been very good when it's rested. But we went through that stretch when they were on the road getting pounded because they were playing so many consecutive games. And the starters weren't going very deep. And, the whole situation. That compounds when you play every day. Now that you get these days off, again, in this series, you're looking at 3 days off before a game. Game 1, game 3, and then game 6. So you're going to have 3 days off in between, so you can tinker with that bullpen. So the Dodgers bullpen advantage really is what puts me on the Dodgers in this game.
Give them their credit due, man. 2 back-to-back shutouts in huge games in the playoffs. We haven't seen the Dodgers pitch like that since Oral Hershiser.
Right.
They might go longer today too.
Yep. They do go longer, and they've got, again, you always hear that, one guy could go bad. Yeah, one guy goes bad, he gives him a run, right? That's really what happens. He's not going to in there giving up 3 or 4. They're going to pull him quick when you go to a bullpen game, and they're bringing the best stuff. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Six More Show. You're getting hanging for the W, Jorge?
No, I'm going to run out. I still got
Let them know what you got for sale. Let them know what you got for sale.
Tony's my dog catcher alert up there. I already got a big dog up on there. Wish we had some team totals. I already gave up what that would have been. But a lot of injuries out there. Definitely have 3 packs up. I'm definitely going to have some late steam going today as well. And just grinding it out. 2-1 again yesterday, man. I'm not trying to win the whole card every day, but just trying to stay positive. Most important thing to me was everyone that bought a package won yesterday, so I want to keep that going.
There you go, Jorge. Great results in 2024. Nearly 2,300 units of profit. Get on board. Remember, the long-term pass entices you to the late steam play from Jorge. When he posts the plays in late, you get them emailed to you, those late steams. But again, membership plays are in by 11 a.m. Eastern. It's those extra games that add value to that long-term pass, the late steam play. So get on board with Jorge over at Tony's Picks. The link is in the description. Check them out right now at Tony'sPicks.com. All right, Jorge, have a winning Sunday. We'll catch up with you again.
You guys have a winning day, and I hope you win all your hockey bets.
Good luck.
There you go. Good luck.
Have a good day, Jorge.
Jorge is also here on the Tony's Picks in the Morning Show. So, like StreamYard, we just got to fix this feature when we can keep the cameras right. That's all. All right, let's continue on here on the Tony's Morning Show. Let's move to the W. Oh, my God, the Liberty is going to be, as Rod, I'll let Rod say it. We'll get to him right now. Liberty here in Lynx up 1-0. Remember, this is best of 5. So, this is like a game 3 scenario where you got to win this game, where you could be very long odds to get back to win it. So this opened 6.5, and it's now up to Liberty 7. The sharpest book in the world has 8 in this one. Total sits about 162, 163.5. There is some discrepancies in these lines, so shop to get your best number. We start with Rod.
Yeah, always shop that line to get your best number. There's definitely some variance, and you definitely want the best of the number when you're making your bets. And looking at this game, what do we see? We've seen. Let's just the Lynx figured that out. They love to play this Liberty team. They come in and they know what they're doing. The Liberty need this game to be huge. Do they get the win here? I think they do. But at that many points, that's a lot of points. If I could, I was looking for a 7 last game, and 7s are all over the place, readily available. All these games come down to who's got the ball last most of the time between these two teams. It's a battle. So you want those extra points in your back pocket. So I would lay it with the Lynx. It's just way too many points. But you know what? In the video, I like the under here in this spot. You figure we've seen track meets in these games head to head in most of them where it's been scoring. Well, guess what? I think we see some defenses. The Liberty aren't going to come out. I think that's what they tried to do in that first game. They tried to come out and outscore them and have a track meet style game. Well, guess what? The league stepped up and equaled, and we're up for the task at the track meet style game. I think we slow down the pace, and that, for me, goes to lean to the Liberty as they're going to be a little more defensive. They definitely held the Lynx outside, and when they do that, we've seen what happened. They get a massive lead, and we get a lower scoring game. So give me the under in this one. Under there from Rod. Move on over to Mindy.
Rod, I hate going against you because I know you're so good. I don't like this. You've been great in the WNBA this season, but Breanna Stewart had a chance to win that game last last one out, right? All she had to do was make one free throw. It was over. We wouldn't have been talking about all of this stuff, right? I just feel like this is going to be the day Breanna Stewart puts up 40. I would take plus 35 points here for her today. That's sitting at 2,200. I mean, if she's not pissed and doesn't go out here and score a ton, I will be shocked. She's one of the better players out there in the league. Doesn't get the credit for it, I don't think. But I think today it's going to be give me the damn ball pretty much the whole time. So I look for a big one here. Liberty was up plenty of times, up 10 in that last game too, where they would have covered something like this and let them get back into it there. So again, maybe they change a little bit of defensive philosophy in this one too, because I know you got me last time when I was thinking it was going to be a big over game, and you're like, not so fast, Mindy. It's going to be under. So I do, take into consideration what you're saying there. But I look for Breanna Stewart to have a big day, no matter who the victor is here.
Yeah, from Mindy on over to Bo.
Yeah, man, we seen Liberty go up 32-19. Then after that, man, they got our score 76-61. So I think Liberty will get the win. I seen the trend where when a home favorite in the WNBA playoff lost that game as a favorite, the next one they're 8-0 straight up, 7-1 ATS. So I think the Liberty get the spread done. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take it back to that first quarter. We seen Liberty go out pretty quick. I think they do it again this one. You can get it right now at 2.5 in that first quarter. That's what I like in this game.
And we go from Bo on over to Steven.
Yeah, I don't know the philosophy of the last game. I didn't quite get it. The Liberty can beat this team defensively. They should be focusing on defense. It's their strength in this matchup, I think. So I agree with Rod that this is going to be a slower paced game, and I like the under. And as far as that deal, like that's 7. If it's going to be a slower paced game, it's probably not going to be. There's not going to be as much offense, so it's probably going to be a little tighter. I can't lay the 7. I would probably go with the Lynx, but I like the under more than anything.
There we go from Steven. Yeah, I like that. I'll take the points with defensive-minded team Lynx here. 7.5 you can find right now. 8, the sharpest book. The sharps like to lay the points. I'm not with them here, especially that we expect a slow pace. I'm not with them in this one. I like the Lynx here plus the points. It took a lot. Listen, to win game 1 like that, you think a team that can do that in finals are going to fade the second game? I don't think so. that's championship quality team when you can come back from a deficit like that. If this is some regular season team, no, but championship series, you come back like that, you get my respect. I'm not going to fake it.
Courtney Williams, she been that exit fighter for them Lynx, man. She been looking good for them.
Yep, and I don't remember. There was a horrible spot right coming in, right? Oh, you had 1 day rest, and that didn't matter. You made a comeback. That's like, that's something of proportions there. When you're able to have a short turnaround and make a comeback on top of that, wow! And with the travel, that to me is championship quality team. That shows to me that you are a championship team to do something like that. That's how I look at it. All right, let's go to the hockey. We got 4 games here. I guess we can do them in 2s here for the show because there's only 4 on the board. We got the Wild Jets, Kraken, and Stars. We start with Rod.
Just quick, Sandy Brondello is coach of New York. Guess what? She's in game 2 in playoff games. In the second game of a playoff, she's 0-6 ATS as the coach of New York.
Oh no!
Oh, yeah, right. So
Australia.
Yeah, exactly. So, Lynx plus points.
First quarter, man. First quarter.
I was at Disneyland.
Get out, man.
Yeah, exactly.
That first quarter cash, man. -2.5.
And looking at these games on the ice here, who's getting the start? That's the big question for me in this Jets game. Are they go with Hellebuck in this one? Definitely not confirmed. He started the first couple games. Does he play on the back-to-back against Minnesota? Looks like Minnesota's going to start Wallstedt, Jesper Wallstedt for Minnesota, and that one is who's expected. I don't know what happens to Gustafsson in that one. So Gus the Boss, I figure, was going to get the start there since it was Fleury yesterday. So still don't know who's going to – I can't make a decision on that until I see who's in goal. But when I'm looking at the Oilers and taking on Calgary, Dan Vladar is going to be in net in that one. So you got Skinner and Vladar and an Oilers with a defense that's a sieve. Look what they've been giving up. They've given up, 11 goals in 2 games. I don't see that trend changing. Calgary, who's been lighting the lamp, has scored 11 goals in 2 games. What are they going to do? The Oilers. Ooh, this could get really ugly. I like the over Edmonton and Calgary. Good old battle in that one. And then who's getting the start for Dallas? You look at Dallas. It looks like it's going to be Casey DeSmith getting the start for that one. I would like to take Dallas, but I do not like Casey DeSmith. That guy is a trash can. Give me the Kraken in that one to beat Dallas. I know Dallas in front of him. The team's pretty good, but I don't like Casey DeSmith at all. At all. He's awful. I would rather have Wedgwood in there than Casey DeSmith in that one. Give me the Kraken. For some reason, the Kraken, they love to get wins after overtime games. As I said, there was a nice overtime yesterday. Hope you heard me on that one and cashed in. Seattle and Mini hit overtime. 60-minute draw there. Nice money in that one. But give me the Kraken here today. Give me Calgary today. And then Vegas. You look at this Vegas team, and who are they going with? I'm going to go the other way. As much as I Vegas team is good, I do not like Ilya Samsonov. Ilya Samsonov is an absolute trash can. Last season, he was the 3rd worst save percentage in the NHL. There's a reason he left out of Toronto. There's a reason they put him out. I can't believe that Vegas scooped him up. Ilya Samsonov with an 890 save percentage. What's he going to do here? Yuck. I'm going to go doggy today in the NHL. Too many dogs. I would almost take every single dog, and I bet you come out ahead on the day. Give me the Ducks in that one.
Oh, that's big money.
All right. There we go from Rod. I guess we'll just cover all 4 here. We move on over to
Oh, my bad. Sorry. I just did we do 2 and 2? I'm
we'll
sorry.
just cover them all 4 because it's early in the season. It's early in the season. So there may not be opinions on all in the 2 slots. So
Okay.
we had that disaster on the drive-thru, right? So let's go on over.
Well, I mean, I think I hit my over 1.5 first period goals there yesterday, so I'm going back again. I will take over 1.5 in the Jets game. I'll take over 1.5 in Calgary. I'll take over 1.5 in Vegas. And yes, I love the Kraken today to get it done, Rod.
Done there from Mindy.
Fast. There you go.
There you go. On over to Bo.
All right, man. The one I like in listen is Winnipeg Jets against Minnesota. Minnesota's playing their 3rd game in 4 nights. They're on a back-to-back coming off a 2-3 loss yesterday. This Winnipeg team ain't been at home. They did not play yesterday. Said they're on a day worth of rest. This team is 4-0 against Minnesota in the last 4. 3 of those being by that puck line. So give me the Jets on the puck line. I like Vegas, man. Ryan had a good breakdown right there, but Vegas is 4-1 ATS against Anaheim. Anaheim on the back-to-back is 2-9. So give me Vegas, man. They won 8-4 in the first game. They won by 1 goal in the second one. I like them to get this win. They've been at home for all their games, so I like them on that puck line as well.
Puck line there with Vegas. Move on over to Steven.
Yeah, interesting goalies being put in there today. On this Sunday. Jesper Wallstedt, this kid is good, man. He's really, really good.
Really good.
But he is a rookie, but he's a damn good rookie. They really believe in him. Kevin, I'm trying. While we were talking, I was trying to remember the goaltender that they had. He beat out their more veteran goaltender. Had a good year and then had a bad year last year, and Jesper Wallstedt has beat him out. So they believe in him a lot. That being said, they with the Wild on a back-to-back, I just think the Jets have the better team here. Again, it's hard to say. It depends on if Hellebuyck is in net as well. Maybe with the kid being in here, they may give Hellebuyck a break, but he doesn't like to take breaks. So I think eventually it's going to show up that he's in there. And I'll take the Jets in regulation. Stars. I'm not as big of a Casey DeSmith hater as Rod. I wouldn't go as far as I would take him over Samsonov, and I would take him over I wouldn't. I'm not a big fan of Wedgwood. We'll see what he does here. It's been a new team. I agree. I like the Stars a lot until I saw DeSmith in. I'm not saying he's a great goaltender because he's not, but he's probably good enough to beat this Kraken team, to tell you the honest truth. Especially if Grubauer is in. I'll lean the Stars in regulation there. Oilers and Flames. You think I'm touching the Oilers right now? Not a chance. This team is just an absolute basket case, and Calgary has come out and they got nothing to lose. You know, everybody thinks they're going to be one of the worst teams in the league, and they're out proving everybody wrong. However, Dan Vladar is going to be in net. And I don't care what you say. You can play as well as you want in front of Dan Vladar. He's going to let goals in. That's just what he does. He's not a good goaltender. And Stuart Skinner, he looks lost. It's not his fault. I think that he's just looking at his defense going, you're doing what? Like, this is what we're doing today? Okay. All right. So I got to see goals on both sides. I think the Flames, I have to take the Flames. If I'm going to bet this, if I'm going to bet a side, but more than likely, finally, the Oilers, if they can't get anything by Vladar, really, now we're talking some serious stuff. Early in the season, you got to start. There's an offense problem for the Oilers. Who would have thought about that? And their defense sucks. I got to figure they'll get stuff past Vladar though. So I'll take the over 6.5 there and lean the Flames. Yeah, what Rod was saying about Samsonov. Now, the thing is this Sean Burke for the Golden Knights, their goalie coach is called the Goalie Whisperer. The guy's amazing. He's turned average goaltenders into good goaltenders consistently for Vegas. Look at when they won the Cup, they used 5 goaltenders to win the Cup, and all of those goaltenders were jettisoned out of their previous teams, but looked fantastic for that run. And that could happen here with Samsonov. It's hard to visualize it because he was just absolute trash in Toronto and most of the time in Washington as well. But on the other side of things, James Reimer doesn't make me think there's going to be some puck stop for the Ducks either. Apparently, that's who's going to be going in. That hasn't been confirmed yet. But if Reimer is in for the Ducks, I'm going to take the over here. And I think you've got 2 goaltenders that are just about as bad as each other. So the Golden Knights will probably pull it out. I'll take them in regulation.
There from Steven. We got you through all the sports for today. Let's now turn our attention to what we have for sale over at Tony'sPicks.com as we're looking for a big day here on Sunday with NFL, baseball, hockey on the board as well. Let's take a look over at with Rod right now. Rod coming out with a good day here, really good year. 851 units of profit. Document over at Tony'sPicks.com. All plays documented here, graded immediately once they go final. Rod, what do you have for sale today?
And over at Tony's Picks today, I had a nice winning day yesterday, looking to carry it right on into this. We had a massive NFL Sunday last week. Nice little 12-2 run. So jump aboard my NFL. I got an NFL triple for early action. I also got an NFL Sunday ticket, which includes that NFL triple and a couple in the afternoon. I also have my 10-star top play of the day in the NFL as well up. So definitely scoop that up. Or your best bet is to go grab something long-term. That way you don't miss out on any of these late steam plays. I might have one late in that hockey game. Like I said, I need to know who's in goal for the Jets first before I make a play on that one. So that'll be coming there shortly. But definitely jump aboard today. As you can see, we continue to make money. Love the NFL. Definitely been on a hot streak. Let's continue it in the NFL. Join me over at Tony'sPicks.com. Take advantage. I'm not the only one that's been hot. 2-for-1 capper promotional. Always good to have 2 cappers putting money in your pockets over at Tony'sPicks.com.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Rod over at Tony'sPicks.com. Those late steams for those long-term subscribers. Remember, we get those late injury news in NFL games. We get the as well as the late injury news from NHL and more. So a good time. We will get to the parlay picks segment shortly after this segment. So let's take a look over at Mitty, which he has going on over at Tony'sPicks.com, where it's been a great NFL year for Mitty. What do you got for sale?
Yeah, so I'm super excited for the NFL. I got lots of plays here today for you. So make sure you get onto one of those packages. Got them, put out there for you in the early slate. The late slate will be in tonight's game as well. Also, I'll have a play in Major League Baseball and the WNBA. So a huge card. It is a good day to make some cash here at Tony's Picks. So make sure you jump aboard.
Board with Mindy over at Tony's Picks. He's been red hot in the NFL for 2024. Let's take a look at Bo right now, who's put up great numbers this year in the W. Bo, what do you have for sale over at Tony's Picks?
Yeah, man, I'm locked and loaded today, man. I got a 3-pack of my best bets in the WNBA, MLB, and NFL. So that's my best bets, all 3 in a pack. I got a 3-pack for NFL, my best 3 NFL plays. And I have a big 7-pack as well with 7 ML picks in there. So if you like the NFL, man, make sure to get that 7-pack. And as always, you can save that 15% by using code TonyT. I'm red hot, man, with my MLB plays. I'm 11-3 in my last 14 in the playoffs, guys. So if you just want to get my best bet in MLB, make sure to scoop that up for $19. We'll definitely put some cash in your pocket.
We'll do with Bo Dunn. Get on board with Bo at Tony'sPicks.com. Let's take a look at Steven right now. Steven coming off a big day. I see him up top of leaderboards yesterday with a fantastic performance. Steve, what do you have for sale over at Tony's Picks?
I have a 3-pack for NFL. I'm going to have a best bet for NFL. Sorry, I don't have my hockey out yet, but as like Rod said, there was some funky goaltender situations going on here. I didn't know which direction teams were going to go, so I'll get those in. And I just put in right now. You can get the rest of this month for my hockey package for $50. 50 bone. That's it. For the rest of my hockey picks, if you head over there right now, and of course you also get the 15% off. Just throwing that out there for a little bit of a benefit for people who've been following me a lot. So there you go.
I want to support Steve at Tony'sPicks.com. I personally have a best bet on the board right now from the NFL. Also a 3-pack from the NFL. I'll have a great year in the NFL, guys. 4 premiums. But you may opt for the long-term pass. Remember that 7-day pass will get you coverage this week and into next week as well, 1 month as well. Remember, the NBA starts a week from Tuesday. We're getting close to action from the association, not too far away here. Baseball playoffs as well with the long-term passes. Remember, as we said, late steam plays. We allow our cappers to put picks in between 10 minutes and 2 hours before start time. So long-term subscribers, those plays are emailed right to your inbox because, with the NBA, with hockey, you got to get that injury news, got to get the goalies in there. We need to find out who the inactives are from the NFL. There are some games we circle that say, okay, let's see what the injuries talk about. Similarly, we'll personally bet those. But now if you're a long-term subscriber, you'll get those plays. So we got a way to get them to you. So get on board with those long-term passes. Remember the one-day passes. For one-day passes, are profit guaranteed. You must turn a profit or the amount you purchase will be credited back to your account to use again for other picks. So that's what we have here with our profit guarantee. All right, now it's time for our parlay peripheral segment where the cappers can give a parlay or give out other picks that we didn't give on the show. Player props, team props, they call it. Let's go to Rod.
And for me, a little player prop. We're going to go with back to that WNBA. I like Onetsky to get over her assist total. I think she's going to be the assist queen here tonight. I think she's going to make some big passes. You take Onetsky over 5.5 assists. And I like who's going to score? Give me Gibbs anytime touchdown. Detroit.
And from Rod, we move on over to Mindy.
No Montgomery. That's what I was rooting for, Rod, because he's on my fantasy team. I was hoping you would give him, just put it out there in the universe for him to score. But
it depends. If they get within 5, then it's going to be Montgomery, right? It's one of those ones you can bet live because they love Montgomery in short yardage there on the goal line.
That's right.
They usually hand it off to Montgomery, not Gibbs. It's Montgomery on the short goal line stance. So it's Gibbs who breaks off the ones inside the 20. But once you get down there, then it's your guy. So that's
we got lots of opportunities to score in this one.
Plenty.
All right. Well, I mean, kind of alluded to it earlier. I like Breanna Stewart today with the double-double. So I'm going to take her. I did put her in the plus 35, so you can get with me on that points. But I definitely did the 20 points, the 10 rebounds. And then I'm putting that with Mr. Kirk Cousins. I'm taking Atlanta here today, -6 to put that in my parlay. So got a 3-teamer there. I think it's like plus 420, something like that.
Yeah, from Mindy on over to Bo.
All right, man, let's go and stick with the money line parlay. Let's take Baltimore money line. Let's part them over Green Bay. I like the Bengals on the money line. And we're going to also throw in a couple of more, man, just to make it real juicy. Let's take the Winnipeg Jets, Vegas, the Knights, and with them Liberty on the money line. So we're going big money line parlay today, man. That's cash.
Let's do
Cash there with Bo on over to Steven.
Yeah, let's have let's have some fun with overs. Everybody likes overs, so we'll go Edmonton, Calgary over 6.5, and we'll go that Vegas Ducks game over 6.5. And I'll throw in Huberdeau to get a point. You can get it at like -110, -120 because he had such a bad year last year. But never thought I'd say this. He's hot right now, and he's had like 5 points in 2 games, and you're getting -120, -110. Well, so we'll put that into the parlay as well.
There from Steven. And
no pressure on him. No pressure on Huberdeau.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
3-teamer will be the Buccaneers with the Broncos and over in the Browns and Eagles, the game in that one. All right, we got you through the Tony's Picks Morning Show. We're back tomorrow, every day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. More picks, Monday Night Football, doubleheader from baseball tomorrow, and more. So make sure you guys tune in the Tony's Picks Morning Show here every day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. All right, before we close out, any closing thoughts from anybody?
Hey, man, like and subscribe, man. We appreciate y'all for watching. Always love them comments, man. Run it up. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Looking for a big Sunday, guys. Make sure you guys have a winning day. We're going to wake up. Bye, guys. You guys making a winning one. We're back tomorrow here on the Tony's Picks Morning Show. Ooh, someone